This is an article from the Dispatch, which kind of summarizes this case of egregious journalistic malpractice by Newsweek. We do have some receipts that we're going to show from this, but it's hard to gather receipts because Newsweek did, I think, about 4 or 5 edits to an original story, which claimed that Tucker Carlson had launched a show on Russian state TV. So the article here, Newsweek claims falsely that Tucker Carlson is launching a show on Russian state television. The Dispatch writes, on May 21st, Newsweek's Brendan Cole reported that Tucker Carlson had launched a show on Russian state television. You can see the tweet with the headline there on the official Newsweek account. Tucker Carlson launches show on Russian state TV. Quote, the former Fox News anchor is presenting the program. This is from the Dispatch, quoting the Newsweek article. All right, forgive how complicated this is. It's complicated for a reason, because Newsweek had to go in and mangle this article a few different times because they kept lying, basically. The former Fox News anchor is presenting the program Tucker on the rolling news channel Russia 24, with the first episode now available online, the story reads, citing a report by Rossiyskaya Gazeta, a Russian state media organization, and the Russian government's paper of record. The paper said that the show is part of a joint project with Carlson TV in which he will interview figures and politicians who have alternative views to the mainstream. According to Rossiyskaya Gazeta, Carlson's show is available on Russian streaming site Smotrim via the state-owned news channel Rossiya 24. See, this ought to prove to you guys that we are not paid stooges of the Russian state, because we don't know how to pronounce any of these words. This is the first we're hearing of them, right? If
or
I were on the dole,
that's
then,
part of our act.
Yeah, or that's part of our act. You decide. Newsweek's claim is false. Representatives for Carlson and the Tucker Carlson Network have denied involvement in the broadcast, and Newsweek's article has since been updated. Rossiya 24 has been publishing dubbed versions of Tucker Carlson news programs, or Tucker Carlson Network programs, pardon me, since at least September 2nd, 2023, when it made available a translated version of Carlson's August 29th interview with Hungarian President Viktor Orban. Following its publication, Newsweek's initial article garnered significant attention, leading to quick denials from Carlson and TCN. A representative for Carlson told The Hill Tuesday evening that any use of our content by that channel is without legal permission, and TCN CEO Neil Patel rejected that the network had any agreement with Russian state media. So here is Neil Patel. The Tucker Carlson Network has not done any deals with state media in any country. Whoever is currently pretending to be the old Newsweek brand would know that if they had checked with us before printing like news companies are supposed to do. Yes. Carlson made a similar denial to CNN's Hadass Gold, claiming that the Newsweek story was all fake, obviously, like most stories in American news. So she tweets out, Tucker Carlson tells me there is no partnership with Russian state TV to air his show. It's all fake, obviously, like most stories in American news media. Of course, I have no partnership with Russia. The first I'd heard anything about this was this morning. Following the denials, Newsweek updated its article substantially and acknowledged Carlson's denials. It also changed the story's headline from Tucker Carlson launches show on Russian state TV to Tucker Carlson show aired by Russian state TV. So there's the first headline. And then after the update, it says something different. So there's a huge difference, obviously, from launches show on Russian state TV and aired by Russian state TV. What obviously happened was Russian TV downloaded his videos off of X, which anybody could do. We've done it to show them on our platform. Sure. They dubbed them in Russian and they put them up on their site without telling him about it. Right? That's a very, very easy thing to do. That is not hard. It's not expensive. So anyway, this was the intro paragraph of the first article. So this goes with the headline, Tucker Carlson launches show on Russian state TV. So the first way the article started, and this is courtesy of archive.is, the Wayback Machine, which has some edits archived, but some edits are not archived because they made so many, not all of them were archived. But this was the first one. A show from former Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson has reportedly appeared on a Russian state television channel for the first time. Again, this is way late. I mean, the first time they put one of his dubbed episodes was last September. Carlson is presenting the program Tucker, which is broadcast on Russia 24. The first episode and other clips from previous months are now available online, Russian state newspaper Rossiyskaya Gazeta reported. So once they made the edit, once they changed the headline to this headline, this is how the article then started. The CEO of the Tucker Carlson Network has rejected claims in Russian state media that the former Fox News anchor had made a deal for his shows to appear on Russian television. The claims appear to have originated with the program Tucker, which is broadcast on Russia 24, but comprises old episodes of Carlson's shows taken from X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube, complete with a Russian voiceover. Okay, so Greg Price tweets out, shortly after that update there, Newsweek has now updated their headline and added an editor's note stating that Tucker did not, in fact, launch a show on Russian TV after Tucker Carlson Network CEO Neil Patel rejected their claim and said Newsweek didn't even reach out to them for comment before publishing it. If you're a conservative and fell for this fake news, congrats on failing today's IQ test. And he posts a screenshot from Newsweek. This was the first correction. So they did an update. This article has been updated with additional information. Then they did a correction at 1:10 p.m. This article was updated to make clear there is no evidence the Tucker Carlson Network has done a deal with Russian state TV. All right. Now, the most recent edition that I could find, both on the site and archive, didn't even have that correction in there. It simply says now, update 5/21/24 at 1:45 p.m. This article has been updated with a statement to Newsweek from Dean Thompson. Who the hell is Dean Thompson? Well, you got to read the article. Dean Thompson, head of programming and production operations at the Tucker Carlson Network, later told Newsweek in a statement, the story of a Russian show is totally false. Any use of our content by that channel is without legal permission. So the most recent edition on the site doesn't even have the correction saying, hey, we totally bullshitted our readers on this from the outset. Greenwald tweets out, the original Newsweek headline predictably went viral, claiming Tucker Carlson has launched a new program on Russia state TV. The edited article now makes clear the whole story is bullshit, false, but it was an irresistible McCarthyite smear, which, of course, it was, and it was effective to a certain extent. Apparently, all the high-profile people, like the Bill Cristols and stuff, who retweeted this, they apparently took it down because I couldn't find anything from any, like, blue check accounts. But, yeah, some of the libs, oh, not surprising. I'm not surprised. Totally a bullshit story. The fact that if you get something that egregiously wrong, you should not even issue you should issue a correction within the story, but you should issue a formal retraction as its own piece, being like, this was wrong. Because what Greenwald says here is absolutely true. Most people don't even read the fucking article. They see it, they retweet it, they think, oh, he's working for the Russians now. And there was never any evidence of that. It's the easiest thing in the world to download a video off the internet, dub it, and post it as an embed link or whatever on your site. And that's clearly what they did. And the barest amount of research and follow-up or follow-through would have let Newsweek know that this was not a real story, but they ran with it anyway.
I thought the most damning thing about this story was that they did not do the most basic journalism 101 thing. They did not call the subject of the article for comment.
Right.
That's how this happened. If they had just how do you run a story like that without contacting Tucker Carlson or his producers to ask them for comment? That really demonstrates how far the news media has fallen in its just basic journalistic standards after 2016. And that's what Taibbi has written so much about, how at that point they made a decision that they're not journalists anymore, they're activists.
Right.
Everything is fair game now. And if you're attacking the right people, you don't have to do journalism. And that's the result. That was, my understanding has always been, if you work at a place like Newsweek, that's just it's just standard practice, no matter who the article is about, that you're going to contact the subject for comment before you go to publication. That's incredible that they didn't do that.
It is incredible that they didn't do that, especially since they got so greedy with the smear. So in other words, they went for the full-on McCarthyite smear, which is he's launching a show on Russian state TV. The libs who are the target readership for this article would have been fine had you done a smear job without overtly lying.
Sure.
You could have said Russian state TV features Tucker Carlson episode on their network.
Sure.
Right? Because that accomplishes your goal of smearing the guy as pro-Russian without lying and saying
Russians appear
saying
to be supporting Bernie Sanders.
Exactly right.
They never said Bernie Sanders meets with Russians.
Yeah. Why are Russians dubbing Tucker Carlson episodes? Isn't this proof that he's a useful idiot for Russia? That's what they call Tucker all the time. Like, you could still smear him that way if you feel you have to make a few bucks without overtly lying. And saying that he's launched a show on Russian state TV, which not implies, that states he has made a formal arrangement with Russian state TV and is now doing a show for them. And not only was there did they not follow up with Tucker, but it makes no sense anyway, because if you looked at the content that was on Russian state TV, it was his Twitter show that was dubbed. It was his Twitter show. It's not like he was creating new content for them. Like, any amount of research would have led you to realize, oh, wait a minute, this is wrong. And you could still call him a useful idiot if you want to, get a few ad dollars off of that. They do that. They've been doing that for years. They've been doing that for years. But they took it an additional step of, no, let's just say he works for them now.
Yeah.
Even though we have no way of corroborating that whatsoever.
Well, and then these same people will go and write all of these hand-wringing articles about how the ignorant public doesn't trust the media.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And people need to be better educated.
Please clap.